Hi everyone, my name is Megan Cabral and I am reviewing the Netflix film Casting JonBonet. So Casting JonBonet was made by Kitty Green in 2017, so that's roughly 21 years after the murder of JonBonet Ramsey occurred. A quick synopsis of the event and the film itself. So JonBonet Ramsey was a 6-year-old extremely successful beauty queen who was murdered and her body was found in the basement of her home in Boulder, Colorado. But the twist is that we don't know who the killer is even to this day. The film uses auditions of different people to tell the story and express what could have happened and who the murderer could have been. So without further ado, let's get into my thoughts on the film. So what you're seeing here is a clip from the last 15 minutes or so of the film that captures how the film told the story. The people auditioning for the different roles, such as JonBonet's mother, father, and brother, tell the story through their acting and their interviews. Their opinions of the event are expressed when they're acting out certain scenes and scenarios. Because the murderer was never identified and we're still unsure of the exact details of how this tragedy happened, the variation in opinion and acting styles are extremely symbolic of that. This film, specifically this scene, does an excellent job of making you really think and dig deeper into the mystery. There's not a one-sided opinion being expressed. Rather, there is a plethora of ideas being shared about what could have happened and how each person could have reacted. This helps viewers understand what happened and help the viewers make their own opinions. Are there critiques that could be made about this film? Just like any other film, of course there is. So Casting JonBonet, it seemed to jump from subject to subject without a clear transition at times, so it was a little confusing to follow, and I really had to pay close attention so I didn't find myself getting confused or lost midway through the film. Also, the very last scene has an unclear meaning. I've looked into this, and everyone has their own idea of what the last scene could be symbolic of. So I didn't include the clip in this review because I personally think you need to watch the film in its entirety to form a clear and reasonable opinion about the last scene. Me personally, I think I'd have to watch the film one more time in order to form my own reasonable opinion. Overall, the film was very informative and it made me think about the tragedy in new light. One thing I learned was about the crime scene investigation by the police that was done afterwards. It was done poorly because they didn't close down the crime scene for them to investigate. People were coming and going as they pleased while the investigation was taking place, which doesn't make for a good investigation, obviously. So I found that very interesting. I also found it very creative and interesting that actors and actresses, their auditions were used to tell the story. That's what makes it a performative mode of documentary, because there was a clear sense of subjectivity and that raised questions about the knowledge and facts presented. The film overall captured the truth as well as it could, considering the amount of unanswered questions this story has, since we don't know who the murderer is. That's why it's a murder mystery. I would definitely recommend this film to anyone who's interested in knowing more about the story of JonBonet Ramsey. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.